Yoda, long time no see. So I did the 2 videos and then I was tidying up and I found another bag because I didn't have them in order. So anyway, I was like, it's weird, I didn't come across. Anyway, there are a couple of really special ones here, so I did show one of them, but not the rest. So here goes. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, it's probably going to take you weeks to watch the videos that I've uploaded, but you know, such is life. Okay, so I bought these. These were the ones. So I showed you this one and the other one in one of the other videos, and this one and the rest I bought in that tribal women's cooperative in Ranthambore, which was where we went for the tiger safari, where we saw a male and a female tiger. Check us out. One of my friends was really outraged because she went to India, gosh, 28 years ago, something like that, and they did 3 safaris to try and see tigers, and they didn't see any tigers. And she said, but you must have been thrilled to have seen them. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have paid to go on safari, but I was thrilled Martin got to see them. We all have different interests, don't we? Okay, so, sorry, a message just popped up. So I messaged my friend and I said, craving chocolate for the first time in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks, she's just written back to say that's what work does to you. Anyway, okay, in no particular order. There is this one. Now, I love this one. See, I always fall in love with textiles for all the weirdest reasons. Let me put the light on, if it comes on. Yes, maybe that helps. So this piece would have had the big shisha, but they've all fallen out. Now, of course I like the mirror, but I love the empty spaces. I think they look stunning. How gorgeous is that? Absolutely stunning as far as I'm concerned. And also, if you see this stitching at the top, I think that's either very similar to Bargello or actual Bargello stitching. I mean, I'm not too interested in comparing European versus stitching from India, but I noticed that even in books, they always try and make a comparison. I think it's just to give a point of reference to people that are interested from other countries. Look at the gorgeousness of stitching around here. It's like little hieroglyphics. I love them so much. They're not sticks. They're not just one line. They're little shapes. I love them so much. And they've got the buttons, which are fantastic. I mean, gorgeousness all around. And on the back, I think this is tie and dye. It doesn't roll off the tongue to say tie and dye, but that's what they call it. So that's what we're calling it. Gorgeous old vintage cloth. And it still has the stitching that attached it. Can you see? The bits of thread that attached it to something else. Love it! Then, I'm a little bit too far for stretching. And then this piece. Now I'm moving on purpose. Look, can you imagine back in the day when people used, I don't know, electric light might not have been as common, because I think some of these pieces were from the Banjara, who were nomadic people. Amazing. I love it so much. Things I love about this, I actually love the edging with the big stitch, and I love that you've got the black cloth next to the white cloth. So the background cloth is this coarse white. May have been hand woven. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Again, the black is coarse. Coarse seems like the wrong word for this. If you were a weaver, you probably know how there are numbers that you use to denote how thick the strands are, like we do in knitting. Like, you know, you'd have fingering or single or 2-ply or double knitting. So it's not a fine cloth. I love these stitches. They fill, because they're not perfect. They're not like, this pink one is not exactly like this one. I love that. I like that it's not uniform. I may have shown you this one, but also look at this. Isn't that great? Love it. Love that the triangles are all different. And they've got this other open inverted triangle on top. Just flipping marvelous. That one. Now this one I like because I did think this was indigo dyed. I do think this is indigo dyed. This may have been intended for a piece of clothing as a chest piece, but it might have been for a bag, or it might have been for a cloth to cover something. I know that I came across a cloth that I wasn't going to buy, too expensive, but it was a cloth beautifully decorated to cover quilts when not in use. How amazing is that? So if you are nomadic or semi-nomadic, you know, you would want to protect things from dust, I suppose. And also I think all cultures have a yearning for beauty. We're always decorating things. Whatever our definition of beauty and decoration is, we're always doing that, I think. Okay, gorgeousness alert. This one. Now, the thing that drew me to this one was the fact that I think the color has gone. I think it was naturally dyed and the colors have gone. There are colors that fade quickly if they haven't been dyed with the right mordanting. But look at the lovely stitching on the bias binding. I love that. I think it's so beautiful. It's uneven, it's visible. It's no funny business. They're just stitching. So this is another toran. Look at the glass. I mean, amazing. And I love that these bits are these kind of flags that kind of fall off, drop off. They have their little flowers at the bottom. I love that they're rectangular. So often they're triangular. They all have this very pale yellow, which I think is naturally dyed. It's totally got a look of a natural dye yellow. But look at the bias binding on this side, which I think was done later. This one, like, I love that stitching. Brilliant, honest. I also like that. Obviously, they got a hole, and so they patched it. End of story. And here, a little fix. It obviously got ripped or damaged or something. So very cool. I'm gonna say, but let's just see, the next one is the one that I just totally fell in love with. So that's staying till the end. Oh, then it gets tricky because it's like the last two were just amazing. And this is why I wanted to do the video, even though I've done two and I'm tired. I'm craving chocolate because I'm that tired. Not having chocolate anymore, I've decided. Other treats, yes. Chocolate, no. Look at this. This is another little pouch. I think this is quite modern. It's machine stitched, but the fabric that it's stitched onto is not the same fabric that is here. So this is a less fine fabric. This looks like a factory fabric. But I just think the colors matched and someone made it into a pocket, which I like. Things I love about this are these little dots that they have on the outside. I think they look so pretty. Such a simple thing that you don't even need beads to have the appearance of beading. So pretty. So pretty. Now this piece was a bit that would have been attached to a skirt. The fabric actually looks kind of modern. It could have been machine woven or hand woven, I'm not sure, but it's quite thick. But you can see where they've done, there's a little bit of ruching here, and I think there's here they've got pin tucks. But there are some fantastic things about this, like look at this part. How is that for just fantasticness. Doesn't this scream India to you? Like, so beautiful, colourful, whimsical, the mirrors, that lovely beading, again, not just a little stitch, but it's actually like little squares, but they're all wonky. I love that. I've done that in some of my pieces in the past, because I think it's fantastic. There's also an amazing bird that I love. Do you love the bird as well? Beautiful. Bit reminiscent of the sort of birds that we get in cross-stitch sometimes, kind of weird and wonderful. Look at that. Anyway, I love this piece. If you work in a museum, hint, hint, Kate, give me some advice. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not really a usable piece for me to think of this as a skirt addition. It even has a buttonhole, machine made. But is that the right thing to do, to disassemble the skirt attachment and return it to who it had been, just a strip of cloth? And what do I do? Do I wash them or not? I found a series of videos which might be from the University of Maryland. Anyway, I'm watching them slowly because it's like a brain dump of information. I am going to try and buy myself some acid-free paper. That's going to be my first thing, and then take it from there. And they do tell you how you can wash things and stuff and what to buy and all that sort of thing. I mean, I think I would like to wash them. Apart from the Fulkari, I don't think I can wash that one. Anyway, this piece I loved. Oh my goodness. And this I felt was quite pricey in this shop. That's because I hadn't come across the other shop with the Fulkari. Isn't this stunning? Things to note. Look at these amazing triangles. So I should say that this entire piece is cotton. And I think it's hand-dyed cotton. So it's a cloth. The cloth is cotton. The floss is cotton as well. And on the back, it's gauze. Can you see that? It's a gauze. And also, did you see the post on Instagram that Gaza was a big center of gauze production? Hence the name. It comes from Gaza, which is interesting. Gauze in Spanish is gasa, but with an S. Interesting tidbits you learn. Anyway, Free Palestine. I hope you are protesting or writing to your member of parliament. Anyway, this was stunning. And I think when I was, so we had a code word. Have I told you about the code word? Marcia and I had to have a code word because I just could not contain my excitement. So the code word was Maori, because Maori are the indigenous people of New Zealand, but we were pretty certain that people in India wouldn't know the word Maori. So I would say something to Martin that really looks Maori, and he'd be like, okay, she's going to put that on her to-have pile. Or sometimes if I felt very guilty about buying something that I felt was too much money, I would say, buy it so Maori, and he'd be like, it's all right. Like I was asking for permission anyway. Pish. Anyway, beautiful mirror work, little shisha. And I like the checked look. Again, I just imagine a time where people had candles. Absolutely stunning. I love the triangles. I love that they're all different, that they're not perfect, they're different colors but not symmetrical. I think the blue is indigo dyed, and I think it looks stunning next to the orange. But the first thing that drew me to this is the stitching. I was like, wow, the stitching, so amazing. Anyway, that's that one, and this is the back. So you can see the back of the cloth, but you can see the gauze as well. Absolutely fabulous. It's a little bit delicate, so I will have to think about wrapping it properly and stuff. Gosh, I'm so lucky to have these treasures. Okay, the pièce de résistance. When this one appeared, I was like, weird cat. I'm getting it. Another toran. You ready? You ready? It's so fabulous. Ta-chan! Look at that amazing, so many amazing animals. Look at that. There are things that, I'll just show you randomly. Okay, so this is, I think this is a god. How cool is that? And there was a foot that I loved. Where's, oh, look at the feet here. Can you see the feet? Look at the feet. Love them. And then there is a cow. And can I just say, they took the trouble to do the udders. Oh, there was just no way I was going to leave the shop without this piece. Look at the cat. Cat or tiger or something. Lion. Amazing. That looks like a lion, doesn't it? Kinda. Again, bits are missing, so it has been used, quite damaged. The binding again, machine done. I think that was quite common. I mean, just incredible. Do I have anything? Oh, look, again, more others. Because you have to take the trouble. So cool. Oh, look at that elephant. And then you get the little size thing. Got such a little house. I can't really display this on a door. Marvelous elephant and the bird situation. So amazing. But the pièce de résistance is the fantastic cat thing. I love the cat thing. I love the others. I love the feet. I love the god. Just great. Very India, I think. If you know, if you showed this to someone, they would be like, "Oh yeah, that looks like an Indian textile." I think. Look at the back. It was funny because when I took it to work, someone said, "Oh my goodness, look at the back. It's so perfect." And I was like, "Oh, I really like it because it's not perfect." She's not a stitcher, so she was really impressed by this. I mean, I am very impressed, but I don't see it as a compliment when you say something is perfect. So I was like, no, 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 no. It's imperfect. That's the beauty of it. Loads of shisha as well. I don't know if you've noticed. Loads of mirror work. La. So anyway, that was it. I do have two quilts that I bought. Would I call them quilts? Yes, I think. Quilts or bed covers anyway. I sort of regret buying them because it was in that very, very, very posh shop. They cost me a fortune. And then when I got to the hotel, I noticed that they weren't well made, so it was done with hook work. So it looks like chain stitch on the top. It is a chain stitch, but it's done with a hook. And at the end of the lines, they hadn't caught it and tied off the ends. So if you pull it, it just comes undone. So it's a few strands like that, so I'm a bit cross about it. When I'm less tired, I will fix it, and then I might show you, I might not. I'll see, but they're modern pieces. And it was silly to buy them. It was just me getting carried away in India, because I make quilts. Anyway, this is it. Not too bad, 18 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're inspired to either go to a museum or local textile collection of some sort and see what there is locally in your area. Do you have traditions in your own country that are textile based, and it would be good to find out about them? Anyway, most societies have a textile tradition, so it would be cool to find out about those. I have a weaving session planned for this Sunday. Someone that's becoming a friend from work has a lot more experience weaving than I do. Weaving raranga, so the Maori weaving technique. So we're going to try and get together once a month and do weaving. So we'll see how we go. I mean, I love all that weaving as well, so we'll see how we go. But I hope you find some time to indulge in your textile passions, and I shall see you soon. Ka kite!